A New Hope, Nier Chapter 138 Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for listening and patreon.com/Azazyel to read all of Azazyel's stories. The Covenant forces weren't in the slightest ready to be outnumbered and gunned by both Spartans and YoRHa operatives. To say nothing of my ass-going scary elemental wizard on them. A Zealot Elite high-end energy shield could block a lot of abuse, including some fire spears from Cinder for a bit. But when Cinder or I conjured a fully realized natural lightning bolt from the sky using the native world's energy, yeah, those piddly shields couldn't hold out at being hit with a massive bolt of lightning, as nature wasn't so easily denied. Once all the Covenant forces were dead and YoRHa were using the remote mountains and the comms tower in the area to put down the weird magitech that allowed them to connect to my guardian and teleport on their own, I had a very important decision to deal with as I stood in front of Commander White. White, this world is to say nothing of the dangers of the flood in the future that could become an even bigger issue than Phazon. I still need to go find yang or life-attributed stuff to balance out my body. There is no such thing here in Halo, a strictly science fiction universe, I said with some annoyance. I loved Halo as a game, Master Chief was an utter badass, and I felt for Noble Six who stayed behind here on Reach. But honestly, this wasn't my fight, and I didn't want to waste months here fighting an endless army of zealots who could glass me with plasma batteries from their ships. White took a breath and said evenly, "Jake, saving humanity from alien invaders are a core part of our existence. Are you going to ask us to ignore their plight and watch as millions of human souls are burnt away under the evil glare of xenoplasma fire?" I gave White a dirty look for that. I tried to make the worlds I visited better. But this was a literal war of extermination between humanity and the damned Covenant. There wouldn't be any middle ground unless I could wipe out the Prophets or force some kind of civil war in the Covenant to splinter it. Besides, Jake, YoRHa needs a mega facility to begin large-scale production and magical research, as Talon 4 and Remnant are both filled with monsters that YoRHa has to constantly spend manpower in fending off from industrial complexes. We desire to take Reach as part of YoRHa after humanity will obviously abandon it. And in time, we have a most efficient plan for the Covenant, White said with a cold smile, making me raise an eyebrow. Well, what is the plan? I asked, rolling my eyes as White huffed at not being able to be mysterious. White, still pouting at my refusal to play her games, spoke, but as she spoke, that same dark smile came back as she spoke her plan. Using the connection the Banshees and other vehicles YoRHa took down, we have realized that the Covenant has utterly reprehensible online security and have already located the Covenant supercarrier Long Night of Solace in space. We will be using YoRHa and Hunter assets to purge the filth aboard it, with your help teleporting directly into the bridge and engine section, she outlined, and my face went still as I considered that information. Granted, the space pirates' vessels had space travel available for YoRHa operatives with good shielding and efficiency in how it used standard fissionable materials. It wasn't made for humans or other squishier races. So getting a Covenant supercarrier we could take apart to find out how they made proper artificial gravity, to say nothing of slipstream travel, which was basically warp travel, without going through literal hell in doing so. And the Covenant forces cannot just make the ship self-destruct? I asked curiously, and White snorted and told me that was utterly impossible should we take the bridge and engines. At worst they could blow up the laser and plasma batteries, but that was it. Besides, Jake, don't pretend you don't wish to meet Cortana. I distinctly remember you having a very flattering poster of her on your bunker wall, in fact. White teased, and I couldn't help a small flush at the teasing reminder at my young teen crush. Once I wiped away the embarrassment, I rolled my eyes. Fine, White, you win, I won't just run off. But if I die to plasma fire, well, I won't be able to tell you, I told you so, haha. After that conversation with White, I reconvened with Samus and 2B, who were quietly sitting together, with 2B carefully cleaning her great sword clean of the gore of the Xenos she had killed with the instrument of death. So White has some grand plan to get this world as a major YoRHa production base, I said with a sigh as I sat down beside 2B and rested my head against her shoulder. Instead of 2B giving me some pep talk about the greater good or something, it was Samus who spoke coldly. Good, my ship has already hacked into the Covenant supercarrier, as well as the humanity's data storages on the planet, and all I can say is. She took a breath, and Samus said with utter certainty, the Covenant as of now have the same disregard for human lives as the space pirates did. I will also be helping White take the supercarrier and helping her suppress the Covenant. I couldn't help but mentally throw up my hands. Was it wrong, that I didn't want to directly fight some super space empire filled with uncountable billions if not more soldiers?